Hello again, class. Seb here once again. So we're gonna dive into our first lesson here, and well, I guess actually it's our second lesson, and we're gonna be starting with, as you can see here, with quartiles. So we got there quartiles, and you just went through the video above of a first review from our own Chris here. So it's first review of mean, median, and mode, range, quartiles, and percentiles. But now we're going to go into more detail with some examples. So first off, we read that definition there on quartiles. When a large set of data is divided into 4 equal parts, 4 quartiles are identified as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So an explanation is the first quartile is a value such that a quarter of the data is below it. So this value within the set of numbers, there's going to be 1/4 of the data below that value that we find, and 3/4 of the data above it. So hopefully this makes a bit more sense when we get into the example. The best thing to do is start with the second quartile, which is also known as the median or the middle number. And the median can get confused sometimes with what's called the mean. So we kind of want to try to wrap our heads around it, knowing that the median is the middle number, and it is also the second quartile. So right here. So if we're given this set of data we see below, right here, 3, 6, 8, 15, 21, 23, 28, and 31. We're asked to find Q1, Q2, and Q3. So the first thing to note is to count through all the numbers. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So a total of 8 numbers. Now 8 splits nicely into 4 and 4. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, so here's one part. 1, 2, 3, 4, here's another part. The middle number is going to be between 15 and 21. Now to find a number between two numbers, we have to add them together and divide by 2. So that's what we do down below right here. We do 15 plus 21, which is equal to 36. And then we do 36 divided by 2 to give us 18. So now we know the median, or the second quartile, is 18, which fits in right around just between those two numbers there. The next thing we need to do is figure out the first quartile. Now what's nice about finding the second quartile first is that now we can work backwards, eliminating all these numbers above right there. We can get rid of all those. Wow, I don't know why that got rid of it. So get rid of all those numbers above and just deal with these 4 numbers here. So now we're just going to deal with 3, 6, 8, and 15. Now again, 4 numbers, 2 on one side of the middle number, 2 on the other side. So now we're going to deal with 6 and 8 here. Those are the 2 in the middle. So if we're dealing with 6 and 8, we need to find the middle number. So as you can see below here, we do the same thing, 6 plus 8, which is equal to 14, and then 14 divided by 2. So that is how we get the first quartile there, which fits in again just around right, okay, there we go, right in there. Now the last thing we need to do is find Q3. So now if I can try to move this out of the way, perfect. I can get the eraser and just erase all that stuff that I did there so we can actually see. Sorry about that. So now we're going to eliminate this first half because we've dealt with that. We're done with that. We're just going to deal with this second half of numbers. So again, it's 2 and 2. So the middle number will be somewhere in between 23 and 28. So same thing. We're going to do 23 plus 28, which then equals to be 51. And then 51 divided by 2 is 25.5. So that's what we have for the first quartile of 7. The second quartile of 18, and the third quartile of 25.5. So those numbers just fit in. 7 goes around there. 18 was the next one. Goes right there. And 25.5 goes right there. And these are the quartiles. So keep reading below, and we are going to get to the next bit, which will be for percentiles. So stay tuned.